Hello, everyone. My name is Mohammed Anwar. I have my team here. And first of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. The purpose of our gathering today is to present our product. But before we get into the slides and the specifics, the purpose of our project is to demonstrate how we use the Agile 12 principles and the Scrum values and its framework to do our project. So when we met with our customer is Schaumburg Marketplace, by the way, and we have done some previous work for them, and we really like to collaborate with them. So when we met with them recently, we heard about their requirement and their problem, and they wanted to come up with they came up with a great idea. Basically, they wanted to share that idea with us and have us work on that idea. And you guys will see that in all of the slides today, how we work with them. Basically, you guys see their idea started with who, the sellers and the buyers, people's wholesale businesses. They basically want to sell their products. What? The products are here. And the products that they really wanted to focus on is traditional, unique, what the product was is their idea was traditional Indian clothing, jewelry, furniture, and why they wanted to sell it is because locally here, people might not be familiar with those items. And a lot of people are actually very interested, or when they see it, they get very, they like it a lot, and they always wonder where can they get this stuff. So they wanted to make sure that people locally here, especially in Schaumburg area, can get these items locally. And that would be beneficial for them and the people that they want to serve. When? As soon as possible, but of course we have to develop the functions and the website for that to happen. That idea got all of my team very, very excited, and we all got together and we start coming up with ideas. How can we help them improve and help them give them more ideas to what to add? First, initially, they were very limited that they wanted to have certain items, but after my teammates gave them ideas, they were very open to them, and they were actually very excited and happy that we did. Go to the next slide here. So our idea board, initially we had a lot of sticky notes, but for some technical difficulty, they got lost. Anyway, the Scrum process is not about the heavy documentation. It's actually about collaborating with customers and making sure what they want, how they want it. And we were basically doing that on a regular basis. So we have product backlog. Our product backlog have user stories. And it also shows you sprints based on the value of the product. The highest value product goes on the top, and the bigger and the more complicated, or you can say more riskier products would go on the bottom. Like I said, our team collaborated, came up with who, as a customer that they want to be able to upload Indian traditional products, and they want the customer to be able to purchase them. And we categorize them, prioritize them with the t-shirt size. Sorry, not t-shirt size, but the value of them. And we gave the product backlog item also points. Collaborating with each other and understanding what points were, what they meant for each teammate, and then we gave them appropriate points. In the beginning, we had a lot of differences in the points. Some people said that some things will take them way longer and the others won't. So this is where our meetings, product refinement meeting came in place, where we talked to those people who initially said that the item would take them way less points, and after collaborating with the other teammates, we understood and came up with a mutual points. Something in the middle, but keep it towards the high so that you don't run into problems that come in short on our promises to our customer. Next, like the slide, I will pass it to Ariana.
My name is Ariana. I'll continue. So next slide is about our epic. We had a sprint planning and we decided on a couple of the most important epics for our product owner. And the first thing would be improving search bar. The second epic would be a shopping cart. Third one, buyer profile, seller profile, and fifth one was a list of products. First, the release, we were working on search bar because that would be the most important part of the website. And here we have a priority list. All of them were high because you cannot buy anything or search anything if you don't have shopping cart. You can't purchase anything. So all of them were very important to us. And there's a size, how hard it would be for us to work on search bar was large size because we are pretty good at understanding how to create it. The value would be for our stakeholders. How much return would they have if they would invest a proper amount of money in this product? Because our stakeholders said that they would invest over $100,000. When we did our research, we came up with a very great explanation and a lot of examples. Why should they invest in this? Because United States has a big export from India, high quality furniture, high quality jewelry, especially diamonds, and all different types of items that would be available for the stakeholder. Okay, next slide would be presenting a sprint backlog. So our team had a sprint sprint. Was thinking. Okay, so sprint backlog. We had sprint backlog created as our Scrum team. That included product owner, Scrum Master, all of us, because we all decided what we had to do, and our development team. Story backlog, we have story backlog would be what steps we have to follow to create the release of the program or to improve the search bar. The first sprint to be created would be creating search bar. Each of the sprints were, see here, we have points. We came up with points with our team, seeing how long would it take to work on this. And we have also acceptance criteria after each implementation that work was done. This is what we should have in our release. So the product would be usable for our first sprint plan. And here, when you go on top, you have story backlog, and each example, I would work on a search bar. It took me 8 hours. And the program was created by Mohammed Ismail, and created database tables was created by me, Marty, Brady, Ismail, and etc. This is just a description of who worked on what in our team. And next slide. This is our release plan schedule. So we have 3 months. The product should be ready by December 2023. That's from stakeholders, unless they would like us, unless they would add more requirements, then we would try to extend it, but otherwise we're planning to finish it in this time frame. Here we created a ARD search bar related diagram that would help creating the search bar itself. This is all the database. For example, if you create any kind of program, it's supposed to have database where you would pull all the information. So this would be for jewelry, office furniture, and slide is our wireframe that was created by me. We didn't have a lot of time working on it, but this is just an easiest. What would be? So we would have a search bar. Here would be a filter of items that you would type in. Here, correct, you would have a little pictures of what you're looking for. On the left-hand side, you would have different examples. If you would search for a ring or a bracelet, here you would come up with different kinds of bracelets. So maybe you, instead of looking for one, you can buy more than one, because women, when they like shopping for jewelry, I look for one thing, but I ended up buying one thing, correct? Here you have 360 view of our item, because we came up with the idea that if you want to buy expensive item, correct? It could be a furniture, it could be anything. You spend a lot of money. I would like to see how it looks like. And a lot of websites don't offer that. So this would be a really great way to look at this and for customer to look at the item they're trying to buy. Here would be just a wireframe of examples of the items that you save if you would like to purchase them in future because you can't afford to buy them. And this would be a shopping cart where you add item. This was created by our developers. Sorry, a little behind. And this is just the HTML code that our developers created to create a search bar. And the next slide will be presented by my teammate.
Also, I would like to explain about our user cases, what we're working on. On this user diagram, you can see that our main actor is our customers, and how easy we try to explain how they can view and do the purchase of the items on our website. Also, they just need to log in. They can view items, make a search, and easily after that make a purchase and complete the checkout. They can, and then after that, we try to explain how they can make a purchase with the credit payments, with the PayPal, and in the future, it's going to be much more options like a MasterCard or Visa and all of those. Also, we work on a couple of use cases. First one is a search item by categories. Functional requirements, what we're working on this one, it was a search of variety product by categories. Second one, it was a categorization of different product. Error scenario, what we working on, it was search by category, doesn't come in. Next one, it's search button and search bar. Also, main purchase what we work on, it was bottom will help to search from the variety of product. Then bottom show category of the product. Next one is a customer can view all search product. And main error, what can pops up on this use case, it can be that system doesn't show anything on the search button, and if search button doesn't work at all. All use cases was created completely, and we can keep on the next.
I'm Valina. I'm Bharati. As a team, created the test cases to validate the search functionality. We decided to test the search part, but because when the user cannot enter the products, or when the user cannot search the product, they cannot add the product, and we cannot do the business. So we decided to do the search functionality. We prepared the test cases to validate the search functionality. Test cases are prepared for the developed products, developed software, because we have to check whether the developed software is as per the requirements. So while preparing the test cases, we kept in mind the acceptance criteria and definition of done. That is, whether the deliverables that we are delivering to the customers is up to their satisfaction. So we created the test cases for the search functionality in both positive scenario and negative scenario. And when we tested and we captured the actual results with the expected results that you can see here, and actually it all passed. So we created the test cases, and I'll pass the stage to Mogama for JIRA project.
Thank you, Bharti. Yeah. So we use the JIRA tool. It's an issue tool, a software management tool. Makes it a lot easier for us to make a release, document all the stuff we're doing, and it also helps communicate with all the teammates very well. Assign tasks, and whoever works on them, once they work on them, we can see the progress And you will see that later on after we're done with. Did market research or BA. The test cases. So everybody collaborated, and also market research was one of the major things in our project to make sure that we get all the research and provide customer with a value product. Next slide is taking a little while, but I'll start with talking about it. So the tools that we use. Let's go. Here we go. So tools that we used on a daily basis is, of course, JIRA, Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint, idea boards, Miro board. Like I said, we had a little bit of issue with the idea board. First, we started using Miro board. Unfortunately, it didn't go too well, but anyway, we use Zoom meetings on daily basis, emails, Dropbox, and Sniff tool. And next slide, I will pass it back to Bart.
Thank you, Mohammed. So we had a meeting, business overview meetings and product backlog refinement meetings to decide our product backlogs. And also we had all the Scrum events, Scrum ceremonies. Why are Scrum events is an important thing in this Scrum process? Because since we are a cross-functional team, Scrum events helps us in better coordination and better teamwork. So we had all the Scrum events. We had 2-week sprint. So we had a sprint planning for 4 hours, and we had daily Scrum for 15 minutes. Since all the Scrum events are time-boxed events, we kept it within that. We tried to keep that within the time box. Daily Scrum we had by 11:30 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. daily, and we had a sprint review meeting for 3 hours, and we had a sprint retrospective for 1.5 hours since we had a 2-week sprint. And sprint retrospective is one of the important events. It's one of the most important events in the sprint events, because that's where we discuss what went well and what didn't. So it helps to approach, it helps the Scrum team to approach their work in a improved way. And also all these sprint events helped our team in better coordination and and good integration. And the next slide. This is the team overview of this is our team overview and the things that we all did as a team. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job, guys. Good job. Right? Nice presentations, very good slides, good team activities. So a couple of questions, right? What was the secret of success? Because you guys did seems like slides are very good, contents are well defined. So what was the secret of success?
Research.
Communication. Keeping customer in mind always, because delivering a valuable product to them was this is the biggest thing in Agile, and we want to stay that.
Sorry?
Internet was good.
Now, let's say when you are presenting this thing to, let's say, stakeholder, and I saw you did a what do you call comparison, right? Could you go back to the slide where your comparison screens? I think I saw a couple of slides. Screens, yeah, this one, that one, right? So how would you convince, like example, if I'm your what do you call customer, and you did all those what do you call competitive analysis, what did you learn from this, and how would you convince me to invest money?
Well, basically, you want to make, when we did market research, we saw how the other main companies, how they present their products to their buyers. And one of the very good thing that one of our teammates, unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, worked very hard, Licia. She came up with this 360 idea of to put this 360 view in the website, so that the customer can see all around images of the item. And
For example, I'm looking for perspective of customer, correct? You own your stakeholder, you invested in a product. You want to make money, customers have to spend money, correct? So if I'm going to be buying jewelry or any furniture, you can sell expensive exported Indian furniture, high quality, one of a kind, unique wood. It's really expensive research. If I'm going to spend $5,000 on buying a bed frame, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see the size of it, correct? If you have 360, they also thought about doing even videos, correct? You can walk around with a camera, put it on a high price ticket. A lot of websites don't have that, correct? So if I would explain this as a stakeholder from my perspective, what about I want to be as a customer? People would agree to that, especially when you use buying furniture, jewelry. There's a lot of antique pieces of jewelry that cost thousands of dollars, correct? And you want to buy online, you want to see that. And you can also, there's a lot of big examples. When you create search bar in your, for example, shopper marketplace, every page you go to, you should have search bar everywhere, so you can search for anything. So that it's available for customer. If you go on this, for example, Worldcraft, they sell all items. Every page you go to, there's search bar on every page. It should be available. It should have a little icon to search. You can zoom up. I don't know if you can see it.
I can see.
Yeah, because so and it should be all little over there.
Got it. Now, good work. Right? I know we are running on time, but good work overall. Slides, content, quality, very good job. So give a big round to this group. Okay, so we still have one more group to go. Am I right? So who is going next now? I think group 3 or group 2. If you have not completed, if you want to go, please.
Our group is going. Kavita, can you share your screen? Thank you.
Just confirm once you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Go ahead, Brittany.
Oh, it's showing it in a different mode where instead of it being full screen, it's like split.
If you can go to display setting, if there's a tiny arrow, yeah, and change that to, yeah, click on that.
This one?
Yeah, try that. Or duplicate. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, awesome. So hello everyone, my name is Brittany and our project is focused on Expert Airlines. So you're probably asking, what in the world is Expert Airlines? So this is a new domestic airline company that's focused on budget-friendly flights with a quality experience. So many budget airlines like Spirit or Frontier, they have these great upfront prices, like the tickets will be $45, but after the accrued fees that they add, it's almost as expensive as going on like a United or American Airlines flight. So our business overview is to make sure that everything is upfront and providing deals to our customers. So our company is very customer centric in that way. So our target customers are going to be domestic travelers. Since this is a new up and coming company, we're just going to focus on traveling within the US. So we're looking at more targeting frequent flyers, military/veterans, students, families, especially because we are so budget friendly. So for our team overview, we have Kavita as the product owner, myself as a Scrum Master/developer. We're still working on finding our project manager. We have Nora as quality assurance, Hopfried as a developer, as well as Joseph and Eli. So our project overview, so we are Expert Airlines, and more specifically, our department is focused on making the web page. And so we're creating the website for them in order for customers to book and manage their flights online. And our goal is to have this completed by 3 months. It's going to be our first release. Over time, we're going to add on more things just to make it more user-friendly for our customers and just to overall streamline that booking process so we can increase our customer satisfaction as well as our business optimization. If customers are able to do all the booking on their own, they won't the company won't have to hire more people to manage people on calls or agents in person. So Kavita's going to go through more of our how we are going to complete this.
Hi, friends. I would like to thank you, Tushar, for giving us this opportunity, and I will continue with the presentation. So we had a release plan where we would like to go with the first release with at least 3 sprints of every 2 weeks. And we would like to see that we had multiple ideas where we would like to go. First one is flight booking. With that is our first epic, and moving forward we'll have flight status and managed trip and check-in. We thought that the flight booking is the highest priority, because without that we wouldn't be able to proceed with our product. So that's what, sorry. All right. So without flight booking, we won't be able to see how the flight status and managed trip and check-in would work. So this is our roadmap for our product that we are trying to develop. This is the website that we are trying to develop for this expert airlines. As you see on the screen, we have segregated our epics, flight booking, flight status, managed trip and check-in, and we have deals, which will come. And moving forward, we have more of the epics that we want to develop as a part of releases. But then right now we look more focused on these ones. And you can see that we illicitly can show here that we have a sprint 1 with a sprint 2, where sprint 1 at some point was able to be completed. That's why you see this marker. And we have a sprint 2 in progress. This is just an overview of the JIRA project, how we would like to see it. We have, as we created our first sprint, it was more so towards, you can see in JIRA, you can see all the epics: booking, flight status, managed trip, and check-in. Our first sprint is first when we created, it was booking, and it had all the subtasks that we were developed. You can see on the screen, which is in this, as I move my cursor. With the backlog, you can see that my first story, which is a user, I should be able to book a ticket for a person to be able to travel from destination A to B. That's the main goal of my booking epic, which I have added into sprint 1. And as you see, the sprint 1 is, as you zoom in further, you would see it is further divided into to do, in progress, and done. And this is just a snapshot. I'll go in more detail further. And as I went through it, my release plan and roadmap is just a snapshot of how we would want to proceed our consecutive sprints and forward. So as I was explaining, this is our backlog, and you can see all the epics that as explained in the previous slides. This is there, and all you need to do is pick and drop. So this, if you see, the backlog also shows you versions, epics, sprints, and the consecutive backlog issue items. The first one I have is my user story is for booking process, which I have completed in the sprint 1. And as you would see in the consecutive slides, this took a portion of our sprint, because this was the one with the highest priority, but it was more complex because it had multiple tasks and as well as the multiple activities into it. So my first epic, as I said, flight booking, the main goal of a story was a customer or the user should be able to book a ticket for a person to be able to travel from destination A to B. So while we develop as this is where I start my process. This is my backlog. And I wanted to extrapolate and show that once you create your user stories, my acceptance criteria is very specific that I have mentioned over here, and I have created subtasks. So that's why you can see all the subtasks into it. The main acceptance criteria for the story to be successful for me as my product owner, I would like to see that user should be able to book a ticket. User should receive ticket book confirmation message with order number at the final booking step. And user should receive a confirmation email with book ticket, receipt number, and detailed itinerary of booking. So as you see, when I created the sprint, the user story, I had my subtask divided, and as it was processing to create it, there's a section or subdivision which shows as create, and you would keep going on creating your subtask as you define for your story. So that's why you can see all of this is first you have epics created, then you have your story created, and then you have subtasks created within the stories. The next step for me, after I create those stories, I want to actuate my sprint so that for my airline to have the flight booking process as my first story. As I created my sprint, I This is my sprint section, and now I will show you how to activate your sprint. You need to just drag and drop the story while creating your E2 sprint one. And as I dragged and dropped my sprint, my user story from booking here to this one section, I was able to add my story into the sprint, and then I click the start sprint button, and that activates my sprint one. And as I showed in my active sprints here, you will see all of my subtasks were being first listed in to-do. My sprint goal is to have a complete booking process. All issues for the story one is listed in the to-do, as I mentioned. As the sprint progresses, we pick and drop the subtask into progress, but that means that someone has been assigned and is working on the activity, and as we complete them, they are being moved to done. And slowly and gradually, as the person are able to finish their task, we keep moving it till we get to a final stage where all of the stories, the story subtask is completed on the to-do and moves to a done state. This is how the tasks are getting done, and you can see here as we progress forward, all of the stories are slowly moving. We're finished from to-do, they were in progress gradually, and then now they are getting it done. The last thing we want to do is there is a pop-up message which comes up on the Jira software that if you select update as all the tasks for the sprints are done, since the sprint one was completed, it was updated, and then the sprint one was defined to be done. After done, we need to mark the completion of sprint. So we completed a sprint in the software. Our Jira software is our entire project management software tool for our product that we are trying to develop, which is our website for expert airline. As you see, as we move forward, we have sprint 2, which is currently in active process. And we have a couple of other activities, which is flight status, manage trip, and check-in, which is in part of the sprint 2 and is currently in active process. A couple of tasks have been completed, but there are a couple of them which are in process. So I would like to just give a quick overview of sprint 1 report and burn down chart, which is a very nice feature that the Jira software provides. That as a product owner, I would love to see how my sprint report. So I can be generating the sprint report, and I'll be able to see how the resources and my activities are going through. So this is just a quick snapshot because we had a short of time. So we just did a fast forward as we learned from Tushar's class, and we wanted to present that there are different ways of how we can show and present our product and the sprint levels and the burn down charts for sprint level 2. So this is for sprint 1. We have sprint 2, which is active and burn down chart. And as you can see, there are a couple of tasks which are in to-do list, but few are in progress and few have been done. So our sprint is able, the burn down chart is able to show we have a couple of items that which are over here. And we have them as listed over there. So you see the story points, and then it burns down to as it progresses. This is the time frame that is estimated for the sprint and the release. So it's pretty much how we have presented the burn down chart. Our overall success criteria for the product, we think, is as a product owner, I would want to have high return on investment that I'm trying to make on this Airlines. And for Airlines, for access, giving ease to the customer, I would want them to be able to have this website so that they can be anywhere, any of this corner of the, or they can able to book it with their ease at home, just a mobile or a website or anything that they have in the tool, which is easy with internet access and easiest to get to my website and book my flights. The project scope was met. We had an efficient booking process as we consider that as we completed, we'll pretty much have, but first sprint gave us the successful booking process. So the consecutive epics and the stories will pretty much will be completed because they were having dependencies. We also would like to have a customer support. So we say that we would love to have successful user support. And this is a secure, reliable system. We have a couple of items, but we'll pretty much have a task for security involved into it. And as we see, there will be a higher customer satisfaction for our product. Thank you. Any questions?
Good work, guys. I like your slides.